What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Rashe. I'm back with another YouTube video. So in this past week, a lot of stuff been going on, back and forth at work. Once again, I'm in my car recording. Today, actually, you know, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last video, but you know, I was going through a lot of stuff with my mother's like life insurance and stuff like that. Like, it's been 5 months since she's been gone, and they have not sent me anything. And the fact that they haven't sent the money from her life insurance check has devastated me financially, because I don't know if I mentioned, when I got this car, I bought it from one of my customers, but because she passed, you know, I took on the payments, you know, for car insurance on her car, which was not my budget. And also a lot of times that the insurance has been late, and recently the insurance fell through, so I have no insurance on her car. I thought I had insurance on my car. I actually paid, like, my insurance was $260 a month, right? And I had to pay $173 and change. And I'm like, wow, it went down a lot. I'm like, oh, this is cool. But in fact, that was a pretty much a fee of money I owed, because I didn't pay November's insurance on my car. So my insurance was canceled on December 8th, and that was the money I owed them. Yeah, so I was driving around in my car without any freaking insurance. So there was no insurance on both cars. And with the last little bit of money, I called up and I'm like, listen, because I had just got this car fixed. I would say after I did that video, maybe 2 days later, I went to start the car and the battery died. And I was just like, what am I gonna do? So I called. I didn't have AAA. I signed up for AAA, called AAA. They finally came down. The guy, he jumped the car, and he said that based off of the voltage or whatever, that it wasn't high enough. So he said that pretty much the car was gonna die again. He's saying it was something wrong with the alternator, that it wasn't charging the battery. So he said I would definitely need another jump. So I'm like, okay, we're sitting here. It's raining like it is today, but it was more of that annoying misty rain. And I'm like, all right, we had plans of going food shopping and stuff like that, my fiance and the baby. And I went to turn on a little bit of heat to get rid of the fogginess, and the car just said, it just turned off. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So after that, we called AAA again to have it towed to a mechanic place. And you know, it's not a lot of stuff that, I'm sorry if I keep looking down, looking at myself, make sure I'm in the frame. It's not a lot of places open on a Sunday. So we found a place, and I had to drive my mom's car with no insurance, following my car to the mechanic place. And with the last little bit of money I had, I got that fixed, because out of both cars, I thought my car had insurance when it didn't. And I was like, that's the better car of the two. My mom's car, every time you put transmission, there's always an issue with the transmission. Not the transmission itself, but the transmission tube has a leak in it. So when you pour the transmission fluid in it, it'll drive and everything. But then as you're pouring it in, you see it leaking out the bottom. That's number one. It'll get you from A to B if it's not too far. But then you get into those situations where the transmission is not able to slip into gear like it's supposed to, so it stalls, which is very dangerous, and it's also damaging the vehicle as well. So I would not advise anyone to do that. And my mom knew a lot about cars. I wish she would have taught me some more stuff, because I'm very ignorant to some of the stuff with vehicles. I kind of learn as I go, and with Google and YouTube. So with that being said, her car just needs a new transmission tube. And yeah, so you know, I really was just like, you know, it's a lot of, you know, little debts that's piling up, you know, on top of, you know, with me going back and forth to court, and, you know, my mom gone and stuff. It's just like, it's a lot, you know, on your heart when you're going through a lot of hardships. And a lot of people say that I'm strong, and it's like, I don't feel that I am. I just feel like I express how I feel very differently. Like, I go through my moods where I'm crying, and you know, I get a lot of joy out of being with my daughter. And it's like, I kind of just go through the motions of life. And you're supposed to enjoy life while you're here. You're not supposed to allow yourself to even slip into any kind of depression, because depression is rock bottom. It's not where you want to be. You know, there's no progression in your life from that. You're just wallowing in like this river of sadness that a lot of people can't get out of. And you know, I try my best every day to look at the positives of different situations, and at times it's hard, you know, but you know, you got to do what you got to do, and you can't let things that you can't control your daily moods to the point where it makes you unable to enjoy life or to continue life, if that makes sense. But yesterday I called, no, Sunday, was it Sunday? Monday, I actually called, no, it was Tuesday. I called my mom's life insurance, and I was like, listen, I gave all my information. I was like, I want to speak to a manager. I can't speak to you guys. Like, it's nothing against you, but there's nothing that you can physically do, because this is an ongoing thing, and it's very unfortunate. Like, it's a lot of, you know, hardships that I'm going through. Like, this doesn't make any sense that the funeral home has been paid and I haven't received anything. You know, like, I need to talk to somebody about it. So she looked on the computer, and she was like, we actually mailed out the check on the 13th. Now, mind you, this is December 13th they mailed it out. The issue with this check was because supposedly they were given a wrong address, right? I mean, an apartment number. And as you guys know, I'm a mail carrier, and I know my customers very well. I know my customers to the point where I'll see a letter and it'll have their name on it, and the address is totally wrong. Like, the number sequence is wrong, or the block is wrong, and I'm like, they don't live there, they live here. That's your job as a mail carrier. You know your route, you know your customers, you know their last names, everything. You know a lot about people through the mail. Not saying you open their mail or nothing like that, but you learn a lot based off of different people's patterns. You're doing the same thing every day, right? So you see what people order, you see what people send stuff to people. Like, if I get a letter that says, to grandpa from such and such, you know, I kind of know who it goes to, because I know this person's grandson is always sending them stuff. So I know who to put it to, because they're not putting the first and last name. They're putting to grandpa. You understand what I'm saying? So, but that's beside the point. They claim it was because of that. And I actually had the letter, the original check, sent to my boyfriend's house, because after my mom passed, you know, I stayed over there for a few days. And I was like, you know, I'd rather come here. You know, I don't really want to be home or whatever. And when it didn't come, and I said, you know what, we'll just send it to my house. Then there was the issue of them receiving the funds back and all this crap. Because guess what? When I got the check, guess what? Guess what? It still had the wrong apartment number. And guess what? It still went to my mailbox. So what was the hassle? I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, seriously. Like, I honestly feel like you guys were like just doing whatever, doing the most for no reason. Like, you know, I'm not trying to be all spiritual or anything, but like, yo, the devil plays games with people's lives. Like, seriously. Like I said, I sit here with a smile, because it's like, you can't get mad over things that you can't control. Right now, when I got that check, I kid you not, like 25% of my stress just said, okay, you can relax a little bit. I still feel stressed because now I'm in a mad dash. Like, it's 9:34 in the morning, guys. No lie. I put the check in yesterday. Most of it didn't clear, obviously, but it cleared today. And I'm in a mad dash of calling all of these creditors. Like, hello, this is my card number. Here, let me pay it, please. So I can just chip away at all the stress and frustration over these past 5 months. Because it's like, I need it. I need the debt removed. I need to feel some kind of relief. I'm constantly feeling like I'm being choked slowly and slowly. Like, it's hard. It really is. And it's like, I try so hard to not wallow in it. What I'm trying to say, guys, is like, listen, at the end of the day, in life, you go through troubles. It's a part of life. You go through happy times, you go through bad times, you go through critical times. That's why when you get married, it says for better and for worse, for sickness and in health. You know, like, this is life. There's always ups and downs. And it's like, some things you can control, some things you can't. And the things that you can't control is the ones that end up hurting you the most. And it's what you take with that to turn it around to make the situation more comfortable for you, because it's not necessarily gonna get better. You know, you have to make it comfortable for you. So these past 5 months, I've been trying to be comfortable in my situation, and that makes sense. And now that I have the means to do what I need to do, now I'm going to be better. At the end, am I better off? No, because guess what? My mom's still gone, right? But I'm more comfortable in my situation, and I'm better off in the situation that situation made happen, if that makes sense. I don't mean to confuse you guys. But anyway, today, after I do all of these, paying all these bills and all this stuff like that, I'm going to go to JCPenney. My daughter, we took her to take some pictures for her first birthday. And even though she was 13 months when we took her, because when she was 1 year old, she was very sick. Remember, I told you guys that she had a seizure 2 days before her birthday. So she was still very sick. She was not a happy baby at all. Like, it was a horrible shoot. I don't even know why I thought she would be able to do it. I feel so bad. But go there and get her pictures and just do a little bit of running around. And yeah, I'm gonna try to vlog more. I seen I have 2 new subscribers. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. You know, I always say different things about what this channel is gonna be. I think I'm not trying to be like anybody, but I'm trying to come up with what's the content gonna be here. You know, like I said, first I want to do the plus size pregnancy array. I'm not pregnant. What can I do now? And even when my mom was alive and I had little issues, I would look on YouTube and on these different groups and Facebook, and I would be like, I don't see the stuff that I'm going through, or people don't say. And I said, I wish people would talk about the things that actually happen when you have a baby, and instead of the little stuff like, oh, they cry, it's hard to get them to go to sleep, or they wake up in the middle of the night. Like, those are not major things. It was some major stuff going down when I had my daughter. This is why I was not recording. You want to talk about sleep deprived? Let me give you in detail. It's to the point where my daughter, I'm just give you an example, because I'll talk about it in other vlogs, because I know that last vlog that I did was an hour long, and I apologize, guys, but I've been waiting to do that vlog for a long time, and I just finally was like, you know, let me just do it. So let me give you one example. They say that a baby is not supposed to sleep on their face because of SIDS, right? Now, mind you, it's a bunch of statistics out about how it's mostly boys that pass away like that, or it's more African-American boys and children that pass away like that. All this other crap. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, Nobody knows what causes SIDS. You don't know, right? My mother said, I've been raised where I slept on my stomach. A lot of people say, a lot of older school people say, it's okay, don't worry about it. Me being a new mom, I'm terrified. I'm like, oh no, my daughter's not sleeping on her stomach. I can't have that. I can't have my daughter pass away. No, she has to sleep on her back. After I gave birth to her, she slept on her back. Sorry, I'm in the car and it's like so foggy. I can't even see what's going on. And so my daughter slept on her back in the hospital. Her father came the next day, held her for like 2 hours straight. No lie, Devin held her for 2 hours. And then it's like after that, when he left, because he had to go to work, guess who didn't want to lay on their back? Guess who cried? They wanted to be held. I had to hold her on my chest. The baby slept right here on my chest. When we got home, slept on our chest. Nights, slept on our chest. Wouldn't sleep on her back. Had the worst jump reflex ever. Put her on her back and start crying. Like, it was horrible. It was horrible. I almost felt like I was going through some kind of postpartum depression or something, because it was times where I did not want to be around her because I felt like I couldn't take her. I couldn't take the crying. We would walk around with her and she just wouldn't sleep. I just was like, why is my baby like this? Like, is she broke? Like, did we do something to her wrong? Like, it was some nights. And it's like, people don't talk about that stuff. And I really wish I would have vlogged more about those kind of things on a day-to-day basis to get other input, you know, from the YouTube verse, you know, the people that can give me more help. But, you know, we end up finding our own way. And now we have a toddler. And now we're dealing with this. So you're going to hear about all Sabrina Chronicles. You know, she's very clumsy. You know, it's an adventure. But I love my daughter. I wouldn't trade her for anything in the world. Me and Devin have been together going on 12 years. Okay? I just turned 33. He's 31. He's about to be 32. I met him at work when we used to work at Yankee Stadium. Security guards. And he was 20 and I was 21. So I've been with this man my whole 20s. Okay, so we finally having a baby. I'm engaged. He proposed to me on Mother's Day. How nice, right? And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to give you a quick recap of what we're doing today and what's been going on these last few days. And what's been up with me. Yeah, so I would hit you guys like, oh yeah, my hair, it was super straight, you guys. And now it's like a puff slash, it's like my roots are getting puffy. Like it's going back to its natural state. Right? And then this is still straight. I hope I don't have heat damage. I probably do, Lord. But I need to get this fixed because I actually do want to go take Christmas pictures. I was supposed to go to Macy's down in Herald Square, and they didn't have any room on the day that I was off except 8:30 in the morning, and that wasn't happening. So it's another mall over here that we'll go see Santa at, it looks like. But I have a cute elf dress, sweater dress. And then Devin has this Christmas sweater with Santa Claus on it. And he's like really buff and tan. It looks really funny. So we're going to do that. So anyway, peace guys. And I will hit you up in the next vlog.